Like, whoa. Whoa, excuse me? Excuse me? Hold on. I got. Hold on. Oh, man, I got it. Load already. Please, give me something. Alright. What kind of shit exactly am I supposed to expect? Because, let's just be real about this. Atozi was live just now. Beyond screwed, Mr. Johnny Somali. He is beyond screwed. What exactly are we expecting? Basically, everything. Anything that's supposed to be expected. Okay? That's just how it is. But how is it? Atozi was live just now, and I'm going to give you the gist of things. Because holy heck, I did not expect this to actually come around. Now, I wonder what he's going to say here. I don't know exactly. First, Judge humiliated him for, well, I don't know for what, but something. It's not something about. It's not for getting back at Johnny Somali for Johnny Somali's remarks, but now I am very interested. How is Johnny Somali more screwed now? How is he more screwed now?
Which, that is just crazy. Fifth total Johnny Somali trial day, but the fourth in his current case. And it's safe to say, just like pretty much every other time, well, I guess last week was a pretty big win for him. This time, reality sets back in, because now it's basically confirmed that he's going to be stuck in South Korea for a lot longer. And things definitely didn't go his way because one of the witnesses did not show up, and that just extended the trial by 3 months or more than 3 months.
3.5.
Oh my god.
It's just crazy. So going into this trial, there was 3 people that were supposed to testify. So you have Yunman, who last week we found out he settled with. That hasn't officially gone through yet, but we think that is going to go through.
Yeah, I think this draft agreement that they just found written on a piece of A4 paper, all 3 of them signed, Yoman, Johnny Somali, that's being treated as if it's finalized because it's going to be finalized. The court's assuming that they have gotten the message loud and clear from both sides that they're willing to mutually drop the cases against each other. And that's the outcome the court wants to see.
Yeah.
If every case that way, but the 2 parties settling, leaving it behind them, that's generally the ideal. Of course, there are a lot of things that make this case different, though.
Yeah. So then the second person that was going to testify was supposed to be Hank. Hank did have he did testify. And then the third person was supposed to be Bong Bong, who's a Korean Twitch streamer who I guess is in Australia now. Because what was she had like a crazy quote like a couple days ago when she decided to fly to Australia. She was like, my lawyer said I didn't have to show up. I don't care about Johnny.
And I don't have time for that.
I don't have time.
Oh my god. Basically, Bong Bong is tired of Johnny, doesn't even testify against him because simply, she has had enough. Absolutely enough. I think it's okay because she's not required to be in South Korea if she doesn't want to be. Because let's just be real, it was fine for her to absolutely leave South Korea after she was traumatized. Okay? Look, Ramsey, Khalid, Johnny, Somali, Ismael followed her around. She filed a police report. Oh, hold on. Is that the same or someone else? Anyways, Bomba is the one who's got defect, right? Oh yeah, that's right. Yes. Well, partly she's had enough. She left South Korea. She doesn't want to be around. She doesn't want to be around Johnny Somali anymore because, let's just be real, I cannot blame her for that. She does deserve to have a better time for herself. And yeah, this does not go well for Johnny Somali because, yeah, without all witnesses testifying against him, yeah, Mr. Ramsey, Khalid, Johnny Ismael is going to stay so much longer in South Korea. I don't care if he is not jailed yet, but dude, he is so screwed.
That's what she said.
So, yeah, she's in Australia because of that. Then suddenly she went live this morning and was panicked because a bunch of her chatters were saying, hey, you might get pretty severe fines if you just no-show. So then suddenly she submitted this like official, not a request, but like she made an official statement saying she wasn't going to show up for this trial.
Yeah, you could call it a request, but basically saying, I'm not coming, here's the reason I'm not coming. This was obviously done through a lawyer since she's in Australia, so we don't know how sincere these words are, but what did she say? She said that she's willing to attend 1 month from now. Right. She was assuming that they're going to put it 1 month from now, but that's not the case. When they call a witness, they give you plenty of time. 3.5 months.
So
3.5 months.
Stuck here for Christmas and New Year's in the bunk bed with Hank. So,
Valentine's Day as well, probably.
And
Because it's
Valentine's
not
Day.
going to be over after February 11th.
so, oh boy. Okay, so today when we got here to trial, things were kind of set up the same way as last week, where because they were talking about the deepfake charges and then those charges, we had to stand outside the courtroom for both Hank and Youngman's testimony. So we didn't get to see that. But what was kind of interesting was the judge actually called us back in because the guy, he came out and he was kind of like, you guys should go home. You guys aren't going to get anything.
Right.
But then I guess the judge sent him to bring us back in towards the end of the trial.
Yeah, the bailiff has his job to do, and he does it independently, but the judge will often, make a new announcement or order. And so they did call us back in for the conclusion of the trial after the testimony, which was 1 hour, 40 minutes, was completed.
Yeah, that was insane. Let's see. So what? And today is actually press here. Last week there was zero press. So there was two from the Korean press, and
Johnny walked in at 1:59 p.m., 1 minute early. This is a record for him. This is the first
the earliest
hearing that he's arrived anywhere close to on time.
But they were trying to contact Hank and figure out where they were a few minutes before them.
Right. Because it's the bailiff's job to make sure that all the witnesses are there, so he's kind of uptight about that. He wants to make sure that they're nice and early.
Trying to figure out what else happened from there.
They submitted new evidence and a new statement. The lawyer did. He basically said, this is the old arguments that he's been making, and we've gone over those, and we'll go over a couple maybe today. The one new addition was this settlement. And they're hoping that this settlement, well obviously the first deepfake charge is going to be dropped, so that's going to be off the record. But their strategy is that they hope that this will get some sympathy that will help them in the other cases.
Right. And currently, Bong Bong doesn't have any charges, so he doesn't have that same leverage on Bong Bong as he did on Youngman.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And Bong Bong never assaulted him or did anything or stalked him or did anything like that, so it's not like he can really pin her with anything right now either.
That's right. Exactly. He has zero leverage over Bong Bong, who obviously does not care.
This Bon Bon, the one who was actually infringed upon.
It's going to be an interesting next few months because time his trial is, that'll be in February, and then that trial.
Oh, this is gonna get published immediately.
Crazy always happens in the conclusion.
Holy shit!
So what's the process after the next trial?
After the next trial, there would probably, we could have plenty of curveballs, but the assumption is 1 month later, so sometime in March, something like that, you have closing arguments. So that's where the prosecutor makes his case, the defense makes their case, and Johnny is given an opportunity to speak and say whatever he wants.
Listen, so basically in trial phases, it's close to concluding already. So we're waiting for a couple of months for the final, before the final hearing actually comes around, sometime next 2020. And by then, only by then, will we actually hear about Johnny. Okay, this is actually taking long, and we were actually hoping that he would actually find himself at a worse moment, that there would be, that all witnesses would be able to come, but Bomba did not show up simply because she thought that she had enough, and she didn't want to be anywhere where she was infringed upon anymore. So it's fine if she actually left. She just, I don't know, maybe she didn't know that there was actually another trial hearing coming up. It doesn't matter. Anyway, she understood at least the situation and at least was to them. But the court is willing to let her really prepare for her testimony, absolutely. So they will be waiting for a couple of months. Today is October, right? November, December, January. Okay, so December, or either December or January, that's when it actually happens. I don't hear the next court date yet. So I actually don't know what the next hearing is yet. So I guess we're going to find out soon enough because, yeah. Anyway, let's get to it.
Right.
That's usually the time to sincerely apologize.
But, I mean, he's not going to do that. I mean,
let's just be real. Ramsey Khalid Ismael is never going to apologize, especially what he's done. He's only going to apologize because he got caught. But let's just be real. Everything that he's done has never been proactive. It has always been reactive. He doesn't care of whatever happens to him. It just so happens that he is still not going to deeply reflect. He was only asked to deeply reflect and eventually apologize. He's a better person on the internet, for Pete's sake. He didn't do that. He's had enough chances. He is sealing himself up like this. And I do not feel sorry. I do not feel sorry once. Not even once.
YouTube videos, like 3 days ago, he's still uploading clips from him harassing people in the streets in South Korea. So clearly he's not sorry, and most likely the prosecution and the judge will also see that. And Yoonman, you mentioned that he submitted multiple apology letters for that, and Johnny
including yesterday. So
really? Okay.
So Yoonman submitted a 6th apology letter. Yes.
Okay.
And so that's why.
So that the law would be lenient on him. At least he's submitting multiple apology letters. He means it. Holy shit.
Settlement was allowed. It was for Youngman. It was not for Johnny Somali. They know he's full. They know that. But when there's they let Youngman off in exchange for letting Johnny off on one charge, right? Because he had shown true reflection. He had shown true remorse. Yeah. It's sincere. I can tell you from insider sources. He's sitting there I shouldn't have done that. Not just because of the punishment, but because it wasn't right.
Right.
Okay. Youngman. Okay.
Right, who still is not apologizing at all. He's still uploading his YouTube videos to his channel of him harassing people in Korea.
Yeah, disrespecting the court, disrespecting Korea, disrespecting Koreans, the culture, the history. That doesn't look great, I think.
So currently he has, if they settled that one charge, which it seems like it's going to get settled, he has 7 charges. There's 4 business disruptions, 2 misdemeanors, and 1 last deepfake on Bongbong.
And a deepfake in which he has 0 leverage.
So what would you like?
He has 0 leverage
right now.
Dude.
And what's the minimum now?
Minimum, let's see, maybe 2.5, something like that. We probably 6 months less.
God.
So at the minimum, it's probably 6 months less than it would have been.
So his entire freedom is hinging on if he can get this charge with Bongbong dropped or not.
Yeah.
I think he's going to go to prison for the other ones as well, because once again, these were serious, despite the fact that he calls it small charges, it's going to be a fine. He has determined himself to be somebody who is going to be harming his own case. Refusing to apologize, disrespecting the court.
He's just not changing.
And offline.
At all.
Plenty of evidence of all of that.
Well, yeah. I guess, is there anything more to add? Because I think that is... Oh, there is?
There is. There's quite a few things. So we got the lawyer bringing in settlement as the new evidence, not just for the deepfake, but for all of the charges. So the lawyer sort of shoehorned that in. They announced that Bongbong is going to come to the next one. We don't know if that's going to happen. Even with the lawyer's statement that she will be there, who knows? So that's a big for February. And then the lawyer started...
February? Oh, okay. So February 2026. That's when it'll happen. Yeah. Bad Mr. Ramsey Khalid Ismael would actually eventually slip into irrelevance, and then he would actually be eventually... Well, the sentencing will happen in some time later. And my God, I can't wait.
Some argumentation again. Talked about the Lotte World case. This was not initiated by the court. He started this discussion. Johnny's lawyer was sort of treating the court like he was the boss. This is a very chill judge, right?
Right.
He delivers his statements in a very calm and respectful way. He uses a minimum of words because he's listening. He's taking everything in. But this lawyer, he's just acted like he was the boss. He refused to answer questions. He brought up the points that he wanted to bring.
And this is Johnny's lawyer.
This is Johnny's lawyer, yeah.
Yeah, Johnny's lawyer is so pathetic. He knows that there is no leverage from his team. There is no leverage from Ramsey Khalid, Johnny Ismail's team, but he's acting like an asshole. Acting like a real asshole.
Yeah. So he decided to talk about Lotte World. He made 2 arguments. One of them is an old one that Johnny's been making forever, which is they accuse him of shutting down this ride for 30 minutes. Right? That's specific in the accusation.
Yeah.
Johnny's saying, no, it wasn't 30 minutes. I don't know how long he thinks it was. 12 minutes, 15 minutes?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. It could be 1 minute.
Yeah, but it's still a business disruption if they shut down the ride because of it, technically.
Exactly. That's the fact. Maybe it was 30 minutes. I don't know. Maybe it was 2 minutes. It really doesn't matter. It also doesn't matter that they accused him of shutting it down for 30 minutes because they know that victims sometimes exaggerate. They're emotional. They're angry. They're used to that. And so they can take the facts and look at them and be like, okay, it wasn't 30 minutes. It was 15 minutes. The crime is still committed. Still guilty.
There was still disruption because the ride was suspended. All the same, okay? It's not good for him. It stinks.
We had the other charge related to Lotte World. Maybe
Yeah. Wait. Okay. So so that was also business disruption, and there was also the child. Yeah. Right. Okay. So can't really mention too much about that here, but that was also dropped.
That investigation was dropped. So
wait, which one was charged?
So that was also business disruption, and then there was also the child. Yeah. Right. Okay. So
Yeah.
can't really mention too much about that here, but that was also dropped.
Yeah, that investigation was dropped. So they're
That's related to the child thing. That's dropped. At least they know. At least they know did not do that entirely, but disturbance that forced the right to shut down because the messaging he gave over the text, it was just bad. It was just so bad. All the same. It was all the same. It's a good thing that child harassment thing, which is worse, it was dropped, thank God. Well, we know he's not a PDF. At least we know he's not a PDF. But seriously, he could be way off worse. We could be worse off. Absolutely, dude.
argument that because this other charge related to Lotte World was dropped, they should drop this as well. Now, the really crazy thing is he has pled guilty to Lotte World, yet he's sitting there in court and his lawyer is arguing against it.
So that, in theory, could also just keep extending.
That's extremely damaging to Johnny.
Okay.
Because what he should be doing is apologizing, not making excuses. He's making excuses.
Yeah, exactly. And Johnny Somali is not even stopping the uploads. He keeps on ratting on himself.
Pleading guilty. We're in Lala.
Right. So yeah, no, my last question was going to be, what was that for even argument that you just answered that? So
Yes, right.
Wow. Okay.
And then we had a little surprise. Normally, you're the defendant in court, except to confirm your identity, address, all that stuff. You do not talk. But Johnny suddenly spoke up and he said, "Listen, I've been here over a year. I have plenty of family and I have obligations in America that I should get back to. This is, really taxing on me and very difficult for me. I humbly request, I shouldn't put words in that. I request my right to an expedited trial."
Oh my God, your face is much thicker than that of a brick. Oh my God. You do know that you being stuck there is no coincidence, and then no. I can't believe it. The level of moronic entitlement from this guy. My God! Wow! He doesn't understand how so bad it is for him that he feels so entitled to even ask this? There's no expedited trial! There is no expedited trial! What are you talking about? What the hell? Wow, like you're so special, bro. Wow, you think that you're actually so special that you would actually matter to high-class people, to the likes of your idol, President Donald Trump, and to anyone who you consider a politician who is a friend to you. Really? You actually think that anyone is going to care and that anyone is going to bail you out? I don't think so. And I don't care if you're not going to prison just yet, as long as every charge that is actually validated against you not only sticks, it would make sure that you get yourself a multi-year sentence. Which is, by the way, deserved. Deserved. I actually mean to say this. You deserve every single charge you got. Simply because you did apologize, but it was a hollow apology. People called you out for it. You kept doing your shit, and then you got stuck in South Korea, and then you kept saying more hollow apologies, and then you keep doing the hollow content creation, and then you think people are going to take you seriously. No. Because they absolutely know that you're a loser, Ramsey, Khalid, Ismael. A loser. You are never going to win your way. You are never going to get your way in court. Yung man is going to get off easy. You won't. You will get your multi-year sentence. And it is deserved. Absolutely. Yes, again, I have to say it. I am not sorry once.
And he doesn't have that right here at all.
Right.
So they denied that. And the judge then said, sorry.
Extra freaking indicted, bro. How entitled is he? That can piss anyone off. It pisses me off. It pisses any prosecuting lawyer off, considering that he is not special. God damn, he is not special.
Here at all.
Right.
So that. And the judge then said, sorry, we have foreigners who've been waiting for trials for 2 years. So essentially, that was a no.
And he's basically saying you're not special.
So
exactly.
And after all of the disrespect that he's brought to Korea, he wants this request to be respected. The judge didn't even think twice. He very calmly said, "This is your situation. Nope."
And he was obviously very frustrated about that. So, the next few days.
there's some cool stuff there.
Oh, this is going out immediately,
Yeah, I think
guys.
that's really it for this current trial update.
Yeah, an hour and 40 minutes of testimony. Another L. So he had that win last week with the settlement, but we're back to the L's.
Back to reality, I guess. But other than that, thank you guys so much for supporting the channel and everything. And I'll see you guys in the video very soon. Peace.
Oh my god. Guys! Guys! February! His next trial date is somehow in February. Not only did he lose spectacularly, his position is so much worse. His entitlement shows. His lack of regret shows. Okay? His lack of regret shows. And his lack of reflection also shows. Basically, he does not care a single bit. He does not care a single bit. It is not helping him. So why would people care if he is, like, somewhat? It doesn't mean that he is special. Ramsey, Khalid, Johnny, Somali, Ismael is not special. Why would he be considered special? All because he got viral too fast? No, it made him a public nuisance. Because he was a public nuisance, and he proven himself to be one because of his actions. And his inaction as well. His inaction to turn off text-to-speech features at certain places. Considering that South Korea is very, very sensitive when it comes to certain actions done against them, or certain statements said against them, or certain actions done against different spots, different cultural spots, like the actual statue. God, Ramsey, Khalid, Ismael, how so dense can you be, dude? Yeah, apparently way too dense. Way too dense.